the two per capita. They are from Latin, but they are related to economy and economics here in this lesson. What is the meaning of per capita?
So isn't GDP referred to per capita?
Yeah, GDP is gross domestic product. And
GDP is other measures.
Okay, go ahead, Yazid. Thank you.
So can I say
GDP is
one
other measures as a whole of being all the produce and profits of a country and revenue. Or is measured as per capita, which is the GDP divided by the population of that nation.
Thank you very much.
So per capita just means by person.
Yeah, bravo.
GDP per capita is just the GDP divided by the number of people in the country.
Exactly, bravo. So if the GDP, the gross domestic product, which is the whole production of the country. If you'd like to check what it is to be per capita, it means that you will divide the GDP by the number of population in the country. Okay, Bara?
Yes.
Clear? To know by average,
Yes.
this is why, to know by average, if each person was producing some part of this GDP, what is the share of each individual? You understand that?
Yes.
Clear? Yeah, this is the meaning of per capita, by person, because per capita is Latin. Its meaning in English is by person. So as Yazid said, it's a matter of calculation, that you divide the whole gross production of a nation, which is the GDP, by the number of population of the country. Now you have the per capita value or the per capita ratio to know if it's imaginable, just imagination. If each one of this nation was producing, of course, not each one is producing. Some are not producing anything, like those people that are not working in unemployment crisis. But if imagined by average that each one is producing a part of this gross domestic product, what is the share of each individual? This is the meaning of what Yazid was saying in general. Right, Yazid?
Yes.
MashaAllah, you're very knowledgeable at these things. Maybe from your reading, because you read a lot. Okay. Now, guys, we also spoke about 5 factors that the United Nations depended on to determine whether a country is developed or is still developing, which means developed or undeveloped, but in a more polite way, they say developing, for the hope that this country will develop one day, will be developed one day. What are the 5? Mazen, say one of them at least.
Health conditions, agriculture growth, population growth, and literacy rate.
Okay, thank you. So we can say life expectancy. Is it one of them? Is life expectancy one of them?
What?
Is life expectancy one of the 5 factors they depended on?
Yes, sir.
Yes, yes, sir.
Sure.
Yes.
Look at the top of page number 118. Yes, it is. Yes, it is what? It is implied under the word health conditions.
Yeah, because
Thank you. But it is not. It's not said directly, but is implied under the factor health conditions, because you cannot know whether the health conditions are good in a country or not until you know the life expectancy of people in that country, right? So it is implied inside the factor health conditions. But one by one, per capita GDP, then health conditions, agricultural growth, population growth, and literacy rate in a country, right? Yusuf is trying to, 1 minute to admit him. He's trying to join. Yusuf, are you there? Yeah, welcome. You hear us? Check your audio again. check your audio again, Yusuf. Okay, you hear us?
Yes.
Okay. All right, we're just reviewing quickly what I've taken in the previous lesson so that we connect that to what we are going to read. We are going to. Okay, what are, guys, what are the 3 stages? Let's ask Yusuf, because he has just joined. What are the 3 stages of development that countries move through to be developed? First stage, second stage, third stage. What are they, Yusuf? Yusuf? What are the 3 stages of development?
Agricultural manufacturing services.
Yusuf, you're muted. Why?
Yes.
Huh? What are the 3 stages of development?
Agriculture stage, manufacturing stage, and service stage.
Thank you, Mazen. Number 1, agriculture stage, when everybody is just growing plants and working in agriculture. Then if the country jumped 1 rank up, they will be manufacturing, making products in factories. And when they jump 1 step up, they will be more interested in services such as repair work, such as computer, such as ICT. You know ICT means what?
Yes.
What is it? What is
Computer
ICT?
now. I don't know what the festivals I know.
ICT, information and communication technology, right?
Yes.
ICT, information and communication technology. When people are more interested in services such as repair work, such as ICT, which is actually an updated form of IT. You know IT, information technology. IT is information technology. All of you know IT, right?
Yeah.
The updated form of IT is ICT, information and communication technology. This is a wider field that makes all information fields and all communication fields together in one specialization, ICT, right?
Yes.
Okay, guys. Thank you. What is the typo? What is the typo that we discovered in the book?
Developing.
So
What is
this
it?
book is the most unreliable source of information I've ever dealt with.
What?
This book is full of lies.
Yeah. The book. We
It
don't.
should not have been approved, sir.
We don't like to say the word lies, but we say it's full of typos, full of mistakes.
No, sir, it's full of blatant lies.
Yeah, maybe depended on what.
It's full of blatant lies and typos.
What?
It's full of both blatant lies and typos and errors.
Maybe depending on what.
So this book is the most unreliable piece of information I've ever encountered.
Yeah. Did you meet in this book something that was very offensive before?
No offensive, just wrong, incorrect.
Yeah. So you feel that it was written in an unprofessional way.
Yeah, it has many falsehoods in it and lies.
Yeah, I may agree. I may agree with you to some extent. Yes, because sometimes I found while I was reviewing the syllabus, I found things like that. You know, unconvincing things, and at the same time, as you say, unreliable things depending on opinion more than fact. Yeah, I agree. Thank you, Yazid. Okay, guys. Indicators of developing nation. Yazid, can you read this part? Indicators of a developed nation, but have your mouth near the mic, Yazid.
Okay.
Yes.
Increase in population.
Indicators of a developing nation, which means evidence the nation is still developing, or is still considered not developed. Still
Page 119.
indicators of a developing nation.
Oh yeah, so sorry. Many industries are nationalized, or in other words, are owned by the government. Foreign aid, which consists of goods and services provided to help such countries flourish. Such countries receive economic assistance from other nations. They receive long-term loans, equipment, or even money. The army also receives military assistance in the form of money, training, or equipment.
Yeah, 1 minute. Thank you, Azid. Imagine, guys, these countries are like having dramatic problems, such as nationalization in most of the sectors, which is number one. Number two, foreign aid, other nations with a lot of things. Number three, they need economic assistance from other nations. They have long-term loans, equipment, and even money given to them directly, not being a loan. And the number four, even the army also receives a military assistance. If a nation receives military assistance, we cannot describe it as a developed country. It's still developing because it doesn't depend on itself when it comes to military defense. All right? Yes, Yazid, thank you. Continue.
Technical assistance also serves such nations. Expertise in various fields such as teaching sectors, engineering, or other private businesses is highly demanded.
See, when they need an engineer, they need to import that engineer from outside. If they need a doctor, they need to import that doctor from outside. If they need any expertise in any field, they need to import that expertise from outside. This is also an indicator of a developing nation. Technical assistance is not enough inside it, right? Especially when it comes to engineering and these technical things. All right. Yusuf, can you read from although the above indicators?
Although the above indicators might help many nations develop easily, some nations do not really respond to all such factors and do not achieve the development sought in the first place. The reasons for such a failure might be summed up as follows.
Be careful of the coming bullet list, guys. It's very important. These are why some developing nations are not even responding to the good factors that can make them prosper, can make them change from a developing nation into a really developed nation. They don't respond to that successfully. Why? For these reasons. Remember these reasons. Basically, you will find them convincing here. These reasons are convincing about this part. Yes. A, Yusuf.
Yes, A, increase in population. When a nation continues to suffer from a rapid population growth, then no matter how such capital money is invested in the country, it won't really yield to any satisfactory results. B.
Yes, yield means a fruit. It will make a good result. Yield means result or fruit. So whether you have a lot of money or not, if your population is controlled and it is rapidly growing in a way that devour resources, you will be still a developing nation because you cannot control the growth of population, and it keeps destroying all the resources. But actually, this is not the main reason. This is one reason. But the main reasons are to come. See the next ones. Mazen, read B. This is the most.
After the second one.
B is the second. B is the most dangerous one. Corruption
Control of money
government
supply.
members in some countries. Alhamdulillah that Saudi Arabia does not have that, but some countries, without mentioning names of countries, oh my God, some countries have this big corruption in the government. Whether, because mashallah, Saudi Arabia is already rich. Number one, mashallah, may Allahumma barik, may Allah bless. Saudi Arabia is already rich, and I think it's considered developed. But when we speak about developing countries that are not responding to all the reasons that may make them develop, the main reason is number two, B, corruption of government members that receive money of help and support from nations that help this country, but the government members are not using the money well. They are like, you don't know where the money goes. And of course, you understand the meaning under the table, right? Yes. See now, alhamdulillah, this is not here in Saudi Arabia, but it actually exists. It exists in other countries. May Allah protect this country from that bad scenario. Okay,
yes, so even in
Mazen,
some
read number
developed
B.
countries, so
Yes?
even in some developed countries like the United States,
Yeah, I agree.
police corruption especially is still very present.
I agree. Thank you, Aziz. Even in some developed countries, some corruption indicators are there when the money is not used in the right way, and it is like divided in some specific nepotism among a specific group without putting
Yes,
it in the right sector.
All the money, 99% of the money is taken by the top 1%.
Yeah, I agree.
Which is a result of extreme capitalism.
Exactly. It happens. Yes. Thank you, Aziz. Mazen, read letter B.
Okay. Control of money supply. What would happen
Control
if
of
those
money supply.
authorized to receive the foreign aid and the government do not invest in the right sector and misuse the granted sums of money? Internal corruption in government leads to paralyzed economy
Underline the word
what?
internal. 1 minute, Mazen. Everybody underline the two words internal corruption, because you will need that in the homework. This expression you will need in the homework when you answer the exercises related to the lesson. I will not say how you will need it and in which question, but you will need it. So remember that. This expression, internal corruption, which means government members are not trustworthy, and when they receive the money that comes as aid from more rich nations or richer nations to help their nation, and instead of putting it in the right sector to save the country, they misuse the money amongst themselves and in some wrong places, so the money is wasted. So this is internal corruption. Underline it or highlight it and remember it. Okay? Okay, Mazen, start from internal corruption.
Okay. Internal corruption in government leads to paralyzed economy that can't really match its growth with the required development.
Thank you. Bara, C. Read C.
Inadequate trade policies. If a government forces many laws that limit the importing products, then trade will be restricted to whatever is available in the market.
As a result, what happens? Second column.
As a result, consumers won't have many choices, and such a limitation will not allow them the chance of purchasing cheaper substitutes.
Yeah, see, so wrong trade policies. If the planning of the country has wrong trade policies, no matter what aid or what support you receive from richer countries, this will not help, because the trade is not planned well, as given in this example in letter C. Thank you. D, letter D. Yusuf, are you here?
Yes.
Okay, read letter D.
Letter D. Tolerating change. Many people tend to resist change.
Resist means try to reject or to refuse. When people refuse change,
they prefer old traditional methods. They prefer old traditional methods and thus move slowly towards improving their techniques. When computers were first introduced in many developing nations, people did not easily accept those machines that were introduced to replace the old typewriters.
Yeah, I agree, because I remember that when uh,